Anna's hummingbirds don't migrate, and they're incredibly tough for such small birds. Their environment is so fraught with peril. It's amazing that they make it through their first year. It's amazing they even make it out of the nest. And that's why I film them, because each one is such a discovery. Each one is such a miracle. You know, it comes from an egg the size of a Tic Tac and turns into one of the most fascinating birds on the planet. How does it do that? Documenting hummingbirds has taught me that some of our planet's best kept secrets exist right in our own backyards. We have a hummingbird nest in our yard, and it's right above that little table set that you see. It's in a branch in the pear tree. The first bird I ever noticed was Sweetie Bird. I'd never seen a hummingbird in our yard, and especially one feeding a chick. So I grabbed my camera and I got a couple of pictures, and I thought, that's great. I got a picture of a hummingbird feeding her chick on the branch. And I thought, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The next day I went back and she was doing it again. I thought, wow, I get to do this twice. And it wasn't too long after that I found a nest. She came in and landed on the nest, and the chicks came out of the nest to get the food, and it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. I thought, well, I'll never get to see this again. But I did. In one calendar year, she had 6 nests. There's the little babies. So Sweetie Bird really sparked my curiosity, and she's a big part of why I've spent 15 years filming hummingbirds. It turns out that there's not a lot of people that do this. And I laugh because it sounds so ridiculous. I mean, I've filmed somewhere about 120 hummingbird nests from egg to conclusion, whether that's flight or the finale. Every nest is like a book. You open it, you start to see what's happening, and it draws me in. And it might come on the first day or it might come on the last day. But there's always something fascinating in there that I've never seen before. And my whole thing about videoing birds is getting close. So when you see something full screen that in real life is only that big, it opens up another world. The male hummingbirds are nice to look at. They're flashier and more vibrant, but they don't do any of the hard work. At best, they give moral support. The females do all the heavy lifting, and I'm fascinated by their tenacity. Every mother tries with everything she's got to give her chick the best chance, and I want every chick to make it. But this is nature, and that just isn't the case. My goal is to document as many hummingbird nests as I can, and hopefully uncover some new information about their secret lives. To the best of my knowledge, I'm the first person that's been able to document one hummingbird having 6 nests in one calendar year. So I think it's really cool that somebody like myself that has no background in biology or ornithology has been able to make contributions as a citizen scientist to expand the knowledge of Anna's hummingbirds. So I love my day job of selling windows because I get to make my own schedule. If I get a call from a customer, but I'm filming a hummingbird in the backyard, I'm not coming out to the customer's house. I'm gonna see them later because I got the bird to see right now. There's a few milestones in every mother hummingbird's life that I look forward to. And it all starts with the building of the nest. When the nest is done, it's about 1.5 inches high and about 2 inches in diameter. But it takes about 400 visits by a hummingbird to build that nest. That's 400 visits with a piece of spider web, a piece of lichen, a cattail seed, a little piece of fluff, and they take their feet and they knead things together so that they start to form a ball. After about 2 weeks or so, the hummingbird has built a perimeter around itself, and it blends in incredibly. Some of them you really can't see unless the hummingbird's sitting on it. That nest has to sit there for about 6 weeks, undisturbed. If a squirrel runs over the branch, it'll knock it off. If a hawk sees a hummingbird, it'll go after the hummingbird. There are all these perils that you just don't really think about as a human. This year, a bird that I named Sunshine has chosen to build her nest in my yard, in the same tree that Sweetie Bird built her nest in 15 years ago. She worked on it for a couple of days, and she was off to a great start. But then we had horrific rain and tremendous cold temperatures, and then we had snow for about 10 days or so. So it really dissuaded her from building anything because she was just trying to survive. And I thought, well, that's it. Her nest is gone. She's not going to build it there again. You know, that was the opportunity. But she came back. In the span of 2 or 3 days, that nest went from about 1/4 inch to about 1.5 inches tall. And she was just working on it like crazy. She must have really had to get her eggs out. You know, they were coming, whether she was ready or not. So just the toughness of this little bird over the first few weeks that I've been observing her is incredible. Here you go. Okay, see you later. I have a feeling there's one over here. Take a look at what that is up there. All right, I think we found her nest. Sunshine's not the only bird I'm following this year. I'm also following Bailey. I started filming Bailey last year. I saw a hummingbird nest that drew my attention. And when I reviewed the footage, I realized that this bird had a broken leg. How does a bird with one leg build a nest? Well, it's pretty tough. If she's holding onto the branch with her one leg, she can only use her beak. So sometimes she'll be balancing with a wing on a branch to get her other leg to be able to do something. So her nests are not as put together as a hummingbird with 2 legs. But it's fascinating to watch how she deals with her disability. The other day I showed up with the flower feeder for Bailey, and she buzzed around my head before she decided to have some food. To me, it felt like a greeting. She's happy to see me. And who's to say you can't have a drink with a friend from another species? That's what the flower feeder is all about. Have a friend, my drink. Have a friend, my drink. Have a drink, my friend. Let's see what Sophie's reaction is. Hey, Sophie. Okay, come here. Okay, are you ready? Okay, good dog. Good dog. That was great. That was good. So this is a dog elevator, and we can raise it up high enough to get the dog from the ground level to the balcony because she's having a hard time walking. But it also allows us a platform above the bird's nest so we can get a better shot into the bird's nest. So that's a lot of fun. It's working out. Bird hasn't seemed to mind it much. I was working cautiously yesterday to see how she'd react, and didn't seem to faze her. She just kept coming back to her nest, and she's sitting up there now. Just watching. I finished the roof of the elevator just in time for another milestone in Sunshine's journey. She just laid her eggs, and I know this because her behavior changed. She went from frantically building her nest to sitting on it, and she only gets off now for a few minutes per hour, and only to go get some more material or to get some food. People say, how can you watch one nest for 6 weeks? And that's the most fascinating thing in the world to me. That's how. So the other day, I came here to check on Bailey and see how she was doing, and I was filming her for about 20 minutes or half an hour. She wasn't going back to her nest, and it was unusual behavior for a bird that just laid eggs. And I looked down at the base of the tree, and yeah, she had an egg sitting down at the base of the tree, a broken egg, so there was no even trying to get it back in the nest. Oh, look at that. See how fragile it is? So for it to fall from a height of about 15 or so feet, yeah, they don't do too well after that. So it's unfortunate. And that's really the hardest part about doing this. You feel a loss. And, you know, I've seen somewhere about 120 nests now, and half of them make it. And that's what I choose to focus on. If I went the other way, I'd be really depressed. You still feel a little bit of pain when you lose a friend. So all you can do is keep going. You know, and you sort of have to look at the bigger picture. And when you look for it, there's more life somewhere else. There's a lot of joy to be found in this, and that's the best part of being alive, is enjoying beautiful things around you. Those chicks are doing good. There's your little dose of joy for the day. Over the past few days, I've been watching Sunshine closely. And it turns out that only one of her eggs has hatched. But the chick that survived, I've named it Solo, is looking really healthy. And now Sunshine's job is to feed Solo every 20 to 30 minutes so that Solo is strong enough to fledge in about 3 or 4 weeks. This might be the day. Looking pretty spry. It looks like he's ready. Because there's only one chick, that means that Solo got a lot more food and there wasn't competition, so Solo's grown quite big. He goes. Yay! Little Solo's free. What a great day in the life of a bird. So there she is going back to the nest. Yeah, chick's not there, Mom. Oh, she found him. Oh, she's feeding him. Oh, that's so great. You know, it's a real victory to see them get out of the nest and be healthy, and just fills me with joy. It's like the best day ever. It's like a big weight has been lifted off my shoulders. What's next for me? I don't know, maybe I'll take a day off. Amazing what you find when you just stop and look around, eh?